What's that?
Yep. Let me ask you another question. So what are the satellites then that they put up in space that we see? How are they able to stay on that sphere?
Have you ever seen a satellite in space?
Listen, yeah, I have seen a satellite in space.
You actually haven't. Nobody has. And if you Google it,
if you go on land, right, and you turn off all the street lights, get all the street lights out of the way.
I'm with you. I see those things too. How do you know they're satellites?
Because they're beeping.
They're beeping?
Yeah.
You can hear the beep?
No, you can see the beep.
Yeah. So what they are?
I know that that's not a terrestrial thing. What is
so what it is if this is what you're seeing, there could be other natural phenomena, but NASA is the largest consumer of helium, and as a matter of fact, I believe they own almost all of the helium companies in the world, and they use tons of helium because that's how they launch their rockets and their satelloons. Look up the Google Loon program.
The helium balloons, right?
This is a helium balloon carrying an 8,000-pound satellite. Okay. So
let me ask you a question. The helium balloon, right? What is the spherical shape of it?
Oh, stop with the spherical shape, man. Okay, knock it off.
In order to travel through space, you have to have a what?
But he's talking about the satellites right now.
I'm talking about satellites. I'm not talking about. I'm showing you your belief in that everything has to be spherical because the Earth is spherical. Cool story, bro.
Satellites that they put up in space is spherical.
Dude, the satellite's not spherical.
Spherical being, am I correct?
The balloon's not spherical. It's kind of teardrop, if you ask me. Right? And some of these balloons are bigger than football stadiums. Okay. There's tens of thousands of these things up there, and they're crashing all over the Earth, and people are filming them. All these satellites are full. You hear a news story of satellite fell out of the sky, and they all have balloons attached to them, right? The idea of a satellite orbiting the Earth, if the Earth is corkscrewing through space, is actually insanity, right? We have geostationary satellites, right? A geostationary satellite is a satellite that stays above the same point of land. The Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles an hour. How does that satellite stay right above the same point of land all the time? When NASA pushes a satellite out of the spaceship, how do they get the speed and the angle perfect?
The planet is perfect. It's a perfect sphere. That's why you can do so much with it, because
it's a perfect sphere.
It's built on a perfect frame.
Well, actually,
it's built on a perfect frame. If you can tap into the numbers, then you too can benefit from the perfect frame.
If you take the world's best supercomputer and you say, okay, I've got a sun, it's got this much gravity, I got a planet, and you put it in orbit, and it will model it perfectly. It'll go for 1,000 years. You can predict where it's going to be perfect. Then you add one more body, either a moon or a planet, and you put it in there. The entire thing goes into chaos mode and never repeats. Okay? There's no computer that can model it, no matter what. So we live in a solar system with like 60 friggin' planets and moons all together, and somehow everything repeats perfectly. And as a matter of fact, eclipses, which are impossible, right? The sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, and the moon is 400 times closer, and somehow we get these perfect eclipses that happen, right? The chances of it happening once are like 1 in a sextillion, a ridiculous number. But guess what? The eclipses happen every year, and the whole pattern repeats every 18 years. Every 18 years, all the eclipses happen again and again and again, like a perfect timepiece. Okay? Not a beehive, ridiculous gravity, made up dark matter, dark energy, bullshit universe. That's insanity. It's a perfect timepiece.
In Africa. And they teach a science about how the earth is round and how it goes to a spherical shape, and how when you build your societies, you build it the same way that you do the heavens. That's why different cities are laid out in different places, because they built the cities according to the stars' bodies that they saw in space. That's why the pyramids is a certain place, and they line up with the belt of Asar.
No, they line up with the belt of Orion. And why are they still lined up in the belt of Orion? We traveled a quadrillion miles since then.
Excuse me, the original name of Orion is Asar. That's the ancient Egyptian name for it. So
why are they still pointing at Orion? How is that possible?
In a perfect universe. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What saying a perfect universe doesn't mean anything. They tell us that everything's moving, that we're spinning and we're corkscrewing through space. How could we possibly be pointing at the same stars even 5 minutes later?
Because we're moving in a perfect form.
That doesn't mean anything. That's just a word you're using for it. Explain the perfect form. Model it. They can't model 3 bodies, let alone 100 billion bodies.
If it's a certain part of the year that it's supposed to be on, then you're going to see the results of why the pyramids was built the way it was built, because they knew that we live in a perfect sphere world, and that this ball is going to turn around and hit at a certain angle. When it hits at that angle, you're going to be able to see actual science that the universe is in line with the pyramids.
Or they knew that the stars are in a perfect circle above us, and they lined everything up perfectly because it makes perfect sense. I mean, to think that all of the stars and this beehive galaxy are actually modeling, are actually following and never move, when they all have directions of their own. There's no way that they would be in the same spot. There's no way that we could look through the Georgia Guidestones and see the Polaris through that little hole. There's no way if we were moving. And it's there. It never moves. Your answer is because the solar system is a perfect system. That's ridiculous. That's childish.
How's that ridiculous?
Because you're just saying perfect. Guess what?
It is perfect.
But you can't explain how it's done.
I can tell you how. I know tomorrow when you wake up in the morning, it's gonna be perfect.
Because we're not moving,
It's
and
a
the
perfect
heavenly
clock.
bodies the heavenly lights are circling around us.
Okay, so you don't think that those little light bulb things that you say the sun is, it wouldn't, because it's so small that it wouldn't fall off a trajectory?
You're just using words, man. You're not thinking it
How am
through.
I
So
just using words?
believe that. Did you see? You see these new planets that NASA showed us? I mean, how can anyone believe these are real?
Right. I never even heard this before.
Wait, how can anyone believe these are real? Do you? I mean, NASA, it lies about everything. Do you think these are real planets?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, you're wrong because they're frying pan bottoms. They're the bottoms of frying pans. Okay.
Yeah, if you put them like and making the image.
I'm
up there,
showing
make
you
look
how
like a
easy
Earth
it
or
is to
whatever.
fool you. When the sun moves out towards the wall, which it's doing now, the light wraps around. So it kind of is light at the edge, certain times of the year. Antarctica has 24 hours of light, but it doesn't have 24 hours of sun. Okay? When you can have daylight without being able to see the sun. As I showed you, in Antarctica, the sun is antarcing away from you. And when it goes around, it's the light in the dome wraps around. So you have Antarctica is all around the edge of this. And watch, boom, there's the light wrapping around. I just did it. I showed you that it works. It works with an outside sun being projected inside the dome. It works. And it matches the time and date. It matches reality. And on a ball, half of the ball would be lit, half of it would be dark, always. But it's not. It changes. Because the Earth is flat, we're within the dome. Deal with it.
If I call somebody in China, it's gonna be dark over there.
Are you not understanding? Look, it's dark in Australia. It's light over here. That's how it works.
I can show you that same design on the globe, though.
No, you can't.
Yes,
A
I can.
globe has to be half lit. No matter how you turn a globe or where you move the sun, it lights up exactly half of a globe. And we have,
Exactly.
we have times of the year where this is when it's half, in March and in September. Other times of the year, it's not half. It's more than half and it's less than half. Okay? And that's impossible on a globe.
No, it's not.
Get a ball, get a light, and show me how you can light up less than half of the ball.
Man, that's the whole science. They show you that all the time.
You got a ball in here, right? No, we need a light.
Got a
You,
light
you
right
need a
here.
dark. You need a dark room. You need one light, and then you'll see that no matter how you turn the ball, half of it's lit. You don't even need to test that. Use your brains.
It's just the ingredients.
Use your brains. A
More
ball,
ingredients.
a single light can only be half lit.
Exactly.
And there's times of year, if you look at the day and night, time and date, we have less than half of it, and then more than half of it. That's impossible on a ball.
Well, let me ask you a question. How
Your
come you
cognitive
go up
dissonance
to-
is deep, man.
Yeah, you're right. So let me ask you a question. How come in Alaska you have days where
24-hour
it
sun.
might be a whole month?
Oh
Exactly.
my Lord, man! Are you not paying attention? But if the Earth, think about this: the Earth is spinning this way. The air is outrunning the spin of the Earth. It would lag back. If the Earth was spinning this way, it would lag back. But the Earth
Oh, it
is
spins different.
outrunning the spin of the Earth. Outrunning the spin of the Earth. We're not moving.
Doesn't the Earth spin on like an axle
Axis, yeah.
like this?
Yeah. So if you put those winds on a globe, the Earth is spinning like this, and the winds out here are outrunning the spin of the Earth. The reason you're having a hard time making sense of this is because it makes no sense.
And you're absolutely correct about that. Because it doesn't. It still don't make no sense to me. Just being 100%.
I'm explaining the globe model, dude. But it's all mind control. People, don't fall for it. Think for yourselves. You have common sense versus nonsense. They've tried to get you to trade in your common sense for nonsense.
The Flat Earth Sun and Moon Clock App, a dynamic new app to teach family and friends about where they actually live. The sky is a perfect clock. The sun measures the hours and days. The moon measures the weeks and months. The star constellations measure the seasons and years. 12/12 or 24-hour clock face, or go hands-free. The Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock App with new added features. World Time. See what time it is all around the flat Earth. A true Earth compass that shows true navigation across and around the flat Earth plane. Weather. Tap for detailed local weather information. Know what phase and where the moon is at all times. Watch the sun travel between the tropics for the seasons. Select an amazing background. Add your own or have the app change it to a new one automatically every time you use the app. Add a countdown to your next big date. Learn the truth about our world with the featured video of the day. Web button for additional flat Earth related features, from the mythical curve calculator all the way to Tartaria. While talking to friends, easily pull up pictures that expose the globe lie and shine light on the flat Earth truth. Video playlists in different languages. See the real trade winds circling the flat Earth. And clean screen features. Simply click off the items you don't wish to see. The Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app is the best tool to show your friends and strangers how our flat Earth actually works.